Hi everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Craft Designs. I'm gonna try to do this video beginning again. I've got some pearl accents some primo accents in the pearl. Some Primo by Sculpey, the white translucent. And some Primo by Sculpey, this is the alizarin crimson. I don't even know if you can still get it anymore. I haven't looked in a while. It's just been in my stash in my drawer for a while. Now the one thing about the alizarin crimson is it does bleed really bad. So we're going to use that last. Okay, so we just need a little bit of pearl. And by a little bit, I just mean a sliver. Same thing with the translucent. Which, yeah, I need to order more. Or open more. That's what I should have said. And then the red. Okay, now remember I said just a little bit. Okay. Now we'll start with the pearl. I'm just gonna chunk it up. Oh, I really like that squeaking noise. Ugh. Okay. Now, we're going to take one of these jewelry bags. And I'm going to start with the translucent. Then I'm going to put in the red. Now, I started with the translucent because in my situation, the translucent is slightly less sticky than the pearl. The pearl is pretty sticky, pretty fresh. So I'm going to mix the red chunks with the translucent chunks. just so they don't stick together quite so much. Then I'm gonna add the pearl. Alright, we got a pretty good distribution. Now, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit. And what I mean by a little bit is just that much. Which is about the same of the red. This could be a little better idea. About that much. There. Okay. Now, I'm going to start to bring it together before I ever take it out of the bag. Okay, when it's in a clump, then I can take it and gently form it together into a ball, but I really don't want to misshapen those chunks too much. So literally, little pressure. Okay, now this is just a little attempt. This is the Ollycraft resin form that I'm going to use for polymer clay. Okay, and weirdly enough, I actually am going to use this side. Now, I don't know how successful this will be. Just because this mold isn't actually supported very well. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's kind of pretty. Okay, take a craft knife and clean it up a bit. Alright. Now, after cleaning the sides up just a little bit with the craft knife, I didn't go too far, so I still have room to sand just a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to bake that 275 for an hour. Okay, let me get a little towel out there. Okay, but if I wanted to form a heart shape, by itself, I first want to close up this cut end. So I'm just going to bring it back together on itself. And once again, not trying to overly manipulate the shards, or whatever we want to call them here. Just pick up the I'll just pick up the random bits too. Okay. Okay, this being the top, I'm going to call it. Slightly start to bring some shape. Alright. Now, I'm just going to take the ferrule section of my color shaper and get an approximate to the center. And then I'm going to flatten it out slightly. it out a little bit more. Okay, now as promised, I'm gonna do another piece with, starting with the same glitter mix. I'm gonna put half as much of the red. The gold, purple, gold, whatever color you want to call it. Then I'm going to add this mainstay craft glitter. Now, the one thing I'm going to say, first of all, is to add it sparingly. I'm just going to start with the same amount that I did of the red. Like I said, I have had failed attempts using this in the past, so. And the one thing you'll notice is, of all these glitters that I used, this pink one makes the biggest mess. Okay, so now, get it out of the corners first this time. Okay. Okay. Now, there's a little less red clay in this particular mix. The one thing you want to do when you're cutting through clay that has glitter in it is you don't want to force the blade down too hard. The reason being is because when you put pressure downwards, any of that glitter that's laying flat like this is going to catch under your blade, and then it will push with the blade down the rest of the way, and it will leave an unsightly mess. It will leave a drag mark. That's what I'm going to say. It will leave a drag mark. Okay, now these, because I've had trouble in the past, these I'm gonna do like I did the others, and I'm just gonna make a random cabochon shape. Now, I've shown this before, but just taking a stamping block, an acrylic stamping block, okay, that's a kind of natural cabochon shape look. This one I'm going to flatten down first, because it was quite a bit of a thicker chunk. Sorry, I'm being so quiet. Alright, now here they are out of the oven. These are the two from the first with the microfine glitter. It all laid down perfectly. It's all smooth. Really, really pretty. But these are the two that I did with the pink glitter. Now, one of the things you can see right away is that it pokes up out of the clay. It's all over that way. It's on the surface, it's on the edges, Okay, same thing with this one. But if you just run your thumb or your fingernail especially over the top, they'll break right off. And then be smooth again. Now, it'll still need sanding, that's no doubt, but just run your fingernail along the edge to get those to break right off. There we go. I love the broke up chunky look of these. Now these don't have quite as much, being that I placed this one down into the mold to get the finish. If this would have been put down, it really would have been pretty. But it'll still be pretty once I sand buff these. I really like this one though. Even though just mashing those little residual pieces of clay into the surface really did change up the look quite a bit, but it's still pretty. Alright, so that is this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll use these in another upcoming video, so be watching. I list all my social media links below, my Etsy shop, my Amazon affiliate that I get a little kickback from, my Facebook group, my Facebook page, my Pinterest, my Instagram. It goes on and on. So if you're looking for anything, just check it out below. Bye for now.